Hi, this is Leonard Hughes, back with another video about my 2000 F350 7.3 powerstroke crew cab 8-foot bed dually. If you haven't noticed by now, since my last video, I have a front tooth missing. Not attractive at all. Anyway, my 6-year-old son decided he wanted to sit on my lap, and when he did, he put his head back. Clean off the lens here. There we go, much better. Anyhow, so I've done some more updates to my truck, along with found out that there's an issue. I have a up pipe leaking, but that goes in on Tuesday to get done, only because I don't feel like having the headache of going through that repair. Since the last video, I have put a couple minor add-ons to it. I have put a 6-inch tip on the exhaust. It was originally a 4-inch turbo back, full 4-inch muffler delete. I put a 6-inch exhaust tip on it, polished stainless steel. Nothing too big, nothing too gaudy. And then I put some aftermarket headlights in it I started off with halogens, tried LEDs. I didn't like them because they're behind a projector and they don't shine right. Went to Silver Stars, and I actually didn't care for those. So I went on Amazon and bought a HID kit. Now, I used to be really big into HIDs, but it's old technology now, so I figured LED was the way to go. Well, the more I started reading up on LEDs, you still can't get an LED to shine like you can an HID behind a projector. So I went back to HID, and I'll tell you what, these things are nice. They're bright. They're not offensive to other drivers because of how I have them aim, but they look good. I'm going to go outside right now. I'm sure you can hear it running, but it's a little bit wet out here right now. So, again, here we are. Lovely Dearborn, Michigan. No, I'm not Middle Eastern, and please don't take that the wrong way. But, oh, I finally wired in my 2016 mirrors, too. Had them since my birthday on June 29th, and just did that the other day. There's the HIDs, which I'll do another video at night of it. Nice, bright, true color. Did the angry look. Nice little touch. And then here is my 6-inch tip. Sounds pretty good. It didn't make it any louder. It just allowed it to echo a little bit more before exiting the exhaust. Also giving it a slightly deeper rumble. Sorry, garbage men behind me. These guys are assholes around here when it comes to garbage men because they never get out of the truck, and when they do, they want to throw a fit because they drop garbage. Anyway, so that's the latest updates to the truck. But the main reason I'm making this video is the other day I noticed when I was towing my trailer that, hold on. What? This one? What are you looking for? Oh, you need it? Nope. No, it's empty. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, had to help the garbage man for a minute. Anyhow, so I was towing my trailer the other day. I went to go get on the freeway, and I didn't stand on it, but, I rolled into it, and I noticed that my boost, I'd say, was probably 6-7 pounds low. The reason why I know this is because I put a boost gauge on it. There are 3 gauges when it comes to a diesel that I have learned that if you have these 3 gauges, and if you're having an issue with your truck, as long as you have a baseline of what they should be, can pretty well point out or tell you exactly what's wrong. One is a boost gauge. Therefore, if the truck feels like it's lacking power, if you're making boost, then you know it's not a turbo issue. But if you're making boost but it's not holding boost, start looking at up pipes, exhaust manifolds, intercooler, CAC pipes, all that stuff. EGT gauge. Okay. I don't have one. I don't need one right now. I'm not towing anything big enough. Not to mention the issue that I'm having, I was able to find in the boost gauge. If your EGTs are running really high compared to normal, as long as you have a baseline to know what they should be, then you'll know what high is. And if you're running high EGTs, chances are you have a boost leak, whether it's at the up pipe, down pipe, manifolds. Again, if you have high EGTs, start looking at boost. Start looking for a leak where boost is escaping. The third one is a trans temp gauge. My trans temp gauge has saved me multiple times, and I say that because the last video, or the first video I made, I was going down to Tennessee, and that whole issue with the sensor came up and beat my head through a window all weekend on it, and then I bought the Ford part, and problem solved. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, trans temp gauge. I live in Michigan. I live in Dearborn, Michigan. I said that earlier on in the video. But, so on my way down to Tennessee, I was towing my trailer, and coming out of Cincinnati, Ohio, just before you enter Kentucky, there is a monstrous monstrous hill. It's the beginning of the mountains there. And I was in stop and go traffic, go figure. And I got stopped at the very, very bottom of the hill. Now, I'm already looking at my trans temp gauge. It's 160, 170. Now, I had the stock 7.3 transcooler. I have not done the 6.0 swap yet, which I'm going to. So, turn overdrive off. I start creeping up the hill. And, with how long and steep this hill is, I've got to put my foot into it a little bit. So, turn around. I get about halfway up the hill, and I look at my trans temp, and it's saying 210, 215. Now, in my eyes, I don't want to see anything more than 220. That's how it was, when I was building cars. This is a 4R100. It's no different than what's in the F-150s and whatnot. 220, you should be shutting it down. Everybody says 250, 240. No. You want to stay safe. 240, 250, you're on that edge. You're right on that ragged edge. So if you're approaching 215, you need to be thinking of a place to be able to pull over before it hits 220. So, again, I'm going up this hill, and I'm seeing 210, 215. Okay, now I need to pull over. So I pull over. Just as it hits 220, I pull over. Let the truck idle for about 10 minutes. Brought the trans temp right back down to 190. And luckily for me, when I got back on 75 to start heading back towards Tennessee again, the traffic was cleared. I was able to go down the on-ramp hill, which I don't quite understand how that works there. You're going down the hill to go up a huge one. Anyway, I was able to get the momentum going down the hill. Got 65, locked the cruise, overdrive on, which a lot of people say don't put overdrive on. I'll tell you what, I turned overdrive off twice on my way down to Tennessee towing through those hills. And one was because the speed limit was at 55, and then, yes, at that point in time, it was searching, so I turned overdrive off. The other one was, I was going downhill, and I turned overdrive off to use it as a brake. Other than that, and other than those two times, I never turned overdrive off. Never once did it kick out of overdrive unless I wanted it to. So you got people that say turn overdrive off when you're towing. Again, if your trans is searching for a gear, bouncing out of overdrive, going into passing gear, back into overdrive, then no. Yes, I agree. Take it out of overdrive. But if it's maintaining, let it go. You're not hurting anything as long as it's maintaining. So, again, that's my personal point of view on, my gauges that I have, personal updates on the vehicle. I'll do another video tonight so you guys can see exactly how bright these things are. I'm not going to lie, I kind of went the dickhead way and got 55 watt ballast instead of 35. But again, I will aim the headlights so they're not in people's eyes, because I myself have been on the receiving end of it and hate it. So, Yes, I'm a dickhead for putting 55 watt HIDs behind the projector, but I will readjust them so they are not aimed at other people. But, you know, I just figured I'd make a video, give an update, you know, little rants here and there. So, hopefully my little rant on gauges will help you guys. Hopefully you guys like what you see on my truck. I'm more than willing to accept, you know, comments below. I'll start, you know, I'm going to start making a video twice a week here on the truck, you know, let you guys see where it's at. And, well, hopefully you guys start watching and following me, and I can get some likes and some subscribes. And, maybe some suggestions on what to do to the truck next. But, alright guys, you guys have a great afternoon. A little early evening, it's 5:45 where I am. And, 7-3 love.